Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? Late night recording because, of course, had a D&D session today. Quite a quick turnaround, I suppose, between these two sessions in a row. One on Friday, one on Monday, same group. I didn't actually prep all that much for this one, I'm going to be perfectly honest. It was much lighter in prep because I was like, I got enough stuff from, well, one, I was just busy, and I was like, I've got enough stuff left over from Friday, which I was like, I could probably carry forward onto Monday, and I was like, it probably will be quite a chill Monday, a D&D session. There was a possibility for combat, they didn't do it, so, anyway, good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:19 PM on Monday, November 11th, 2024, today being Veterans Day, I believe, as it's called America, or Remembrance Day in the UK, where 11 o'clock on the dot, you have a 2-minute silence to remember those who have fallen. Mainly in war, I think, in wartime, is what it's in a memorial of. So if you haven't done that, I mean, I suppose you could do it, well, I guess it would be a bit late for all. Well, depending on where you are in the world, 11 PM might not be too late for you. It's already too late for me, but that's a-okay. Yeah, so what am I going to talk about today? I don't know if I mentioned it, right, Arcane? I watched it on Saturday with some friends, and we had a viewing party. We watched the first 3 episodes. It was great. There's nothing else to say. It's hooked me back in. It's so chock full of drama this time, though. And it's sort of just like, ooh, yes. Give me that drama. Like, I don't like... maybe I'm strange in a way that I don't like real life drama. That sort of bores me, I guess, because it's non-fiction. It's a reality. But fictional drama sort of gets me. But not in a reality TV way. Despite the fact that reality TV is kind of... not all of it is scripted necessarily. Well, depending on reality TV show. But there's a frequent criticism that it is scripted. But even if a reality TV show is scripted, for some reason I don't like that much. It has to be straight up fictional drama because I want it to be constructed in a sense that it has something. I guess I want drama in the form of not pushing a narrative, that gives a wrong impression, of supporting a narrative, you know. Like, I'm not going to spoil Arcane for you, but, you know, the drama in Arcane is to very much give off the impression of... No, it's tie in, like, story elements and narrative together. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that anymore. It was a friend's birthday today, but yesterday we ended up watching Paddington, which I'm not sure if I'm going to give a review on, mainly because I haven't seen the other Paddingtons. Normally, after watching a movie, I talk about an entire episode of it. I can't really give much of Q. This is going to be a hodgepodge episode of lots of different things, all put together, to be honest. But yeah, yesterday was a friend's birthday. He was feeling like he had been like a little bit ill recently, so we didn't do anything too crazy. We went out to see a movie. We had like a cheeky Nando's, and of course we gave gifts. One being this like salt gun thing, which is meant to like stop flies. Like you see a fly in your house, you can load up this salt gun and shoot it or something. I don't think he's going to use it for that. I think he'll use it as like a amusing sort of tool. My suggestion when I first heard about the gift was like you could use that as like a really, really aggressive salt shaker if you wanted. I don't know how effective it is. It's surprisingly, it sounds so surprisingly aggressive, I would say, but my friend did also shoot some of my other friends with the salt, and apparently they could feel it, but it didn't hurt necessarily, so I don't know. It's exactly what's up with that. And also a pottery class, which we'll be planning to hopefully do as a group at some point. When about that is, who knows. But I'm actually quite excited about it. I wanted to do some pottery. I love these sort of like craft experiences, to be honest. So very much up my alley. Anyway, the main gift, if you don't know, is a small circle of friends of which we make these sort of like very wild, wacky and wonderful birthday creations for each other each year. And then they started out very low effort, and now they've been slowly getting like more high, really high effort. And then we sort of like toned them back a bit, I think, in most recent years, because we're like, who's got time for that anymore? The one we did this year was similar to one we actually did, I can't believe I'm saying this, 3 years ago for same friend. But 3 years ago was basically like a parody of the idea of like you're flicking through the TV channels and you're watching a load of random shows, just like in like rapid fire succession. So there was like a horror movie that we made, like a very short form. It had no like very incoherent plot. There was things like we did like a fake Love Island, we did like a fake Bake Off, we did like a fake nature documentary, and it was all like based around like us and like our friend group and like jokes within it. And it was honestly probably one of the greatest ones we've made. I'm not going to say it is necessarily the greatest one. I think that's much more subjective. But some of the early ones have been like songs or things like that. It's definitely not. It was definitely, I think, one of the best ones. I think no one can dispute that. So I guess this time we were sort of like reliving that highlight. But this time, you know, our friend was like, "You should probably do something a bit like lower effort." Because, you know, he was like, and then I feel less guilty of the fact that I don't put nearly as much effort in as you will do when it comes to making these things, which doesn't bother us, like, well, I mean, it doesn't bother me, to be perfectly honest, but I understand the sort of sentiment as well, so I certainly don't blame him for that. So what we did this time was like, okay, what can be low effort? Like, why don't we recreate that magic we did with making a load of short form videos? But, you know, what's the effort? TikTok. Now, you might argue here, being like, hey dear darling, YouTube shorts can, you know, shorts in general don't have to necessarily be low effort, and I agree with you. But the general idea is, we're coming from a concept of like, you know, brain rot, that sort of thing. These sort of videos which are there to just get engagement and views, rather than being meaningful content to actually actively digest. We wanted to get across that sort of idea of like, hey, this is just like rapid fire shorts and things which don't necessarily make sense, which are just like are there just to be like clearly made to get engagement going, and that was the idea. Not all of them I suppose were exactly like that, but that was like a sort of general through line we had throughout a lot of the different shorts we made. So, and we also were like, okay, we're going to be fair to ourselves, we're going to keep this low effort, we're going to respect his wishes. So basically every single thing we recorded, the first time we did the long form TV channel one, we took multiple takes, we had like large planning sessions, we recorded it over the course of 2 days. This one we were like, okay, bust it all out as soon as possible. So we basically did everything one shot. We recorded it in a few hours, I think, less than half a day. Like they came over around like 11, I think, at my place, and I think we finished in the afternoonish, like 3 or 4. Of course, I still had to edit it together, but the editing was actually quite quick as well. I did it about like in the evening, mainly because a lot of it I was just like throw it together. Let's not put too much thought in this entire thing. Just make sure that it's coherent enough to follow through. But it was actually it still worked out pretty well, to be honest. It was very much, definitely one of the funniest ones I think we've done. But I can tell you, like, the sort of short skits we did. Like the first one, well, I remember the first one we had was an intro of him, one of us dressed up as him, and he was opening up YouTube Shorts. But the first proper short we did, but the general idea that we started with is like we should start really high quality and then go like lower and lower quality. Didn't really end up being the case, as when it came time to filming, some of them we thought would be high quality ended up being like quite bad, and some of them that we thought would be low quality ended up really good. So the first one we did was a parody of the Dropout TV show Make Some Noise. So it's just like, tonight, I can tell you the prompts I did. It was like, tonight, a man awkwardly trying to order a bill. It's insert my friend's name here. And then we just like did that. Obviously we don't have a stage or Make Some Noise, but I ripped the intro, I took the music and replicated the sort of sound effects they had. And we did the staging to a similar sort of vibe. And honestly, it was pretty good. The next bit was just like to set up the concept of what this birthday thing was basically me being a news anchor, reading out the top story, basically saying, oh, our friend, let's say our friend is called John Doe, latest news, the CEO of this TikTok company, John Doe, has cut all funding, and when said if it would affect the quality of videos on our platform, he said no, basically. So the next one was just more like lore. And the third one was like my friend pretended to be like Gordon Ramsay reviewing like doing like a TikTok duet, which was a reference to another previous one where we basically put a load of baked beans in a crock, and my friend pretended to be Gordon Ramsay reacting to it. Gotta get some React content. The fourth one, I don't know why my friend was so insistent on this. My friend really wanted to put in the Adam Driver bourbon perfume or cologne advert where he turns into a centaur in the end and he's like running with a horse on the beach. I don't know why my friend wanted it so much, but there you go. We did a parody of a life hack TikTok, but they're like, I don't even know, there's a chef who like debunks these life hacks, and we basically replicated his exact TikTok. This one with like a spoon pouring from a liquid, which our friend showed us at one point. The second one we did, this was by far and away the weirdest one, which I'm so surprised my friend ended up suggesting and been following through with, committed to the bit. I was the one who had to edit it in the end, so but we basically did like a thirst trap sort of TikTok. If you know Donut Daddy, it was basically that, but with like a kind of like a hamburger helper sort of meal. The next one we did a parody of the Chicken Connoisseur, who is basically just some guy who goes around to chicken shops. He's got like a what's the slang, like the roadman slang, I suppose. I'm not sure how you describe it. I'm not sure if roadman is seen as a disrespectful term or not, but whatever. He goes things like crepe check. I mean, he has like a show called like the Pengus Munch or something like that. We basically did a parody of that. We had a Mr. Beast video clip in there, which was just like gone. There was meant to be a 3D printed time lapse, but my friend didn't do that. So then there was like another advert for deodorant. There was like a trick shot, a golf one. I don't know why that was one we just did on the day for some reason, because my friend was like, I saw I had a golf kit and I brought it along and we can do something with that, and I was like, alright, fair enough. Then we brought back the news interview, except for we did it in French, so it was like a worldwide news thing. We did a survival video with Bear Grylls. I don't know about this one. I don't know why we had this one in here. It didn't really feel like, to me, it didn't really feel like a typical TikTok short. Like, when we were planning this, we were trying to come up with like different things of what we thought we could parody for like TikToks. And it was very clear that me and my friends had very different TikTok recommendations. One, I've never been on TikTok, so all of my that's not true. But what I know about TikTok tends to be very sort of stereotypical things, I think. And I sometimes go through YouTube Shorts, but not all that often. They're very tailored to my recommendations, which right now is a lot of dropout. So, but like I suggested to my friend, it's like we could do like an art time lapse one, and my friend was like, "What art time lapse thing are you talking about?" And I was like, "You've never been like recommended like a YouTube Short about which is an art time lapse?" And he was like, "No, and on the contrary, I've never been recommended a survival video YouTube Short. So who knows?" We did a parody of like a brain rot video, using really old gameplay of a birthday boy playing some League of Legends, where I don't know why I have this recorded, it's from like season 2 or something, where we're playing, for some reason, a 3v4 ARAM, in-house ARAM with my friends, and I was playing Zareth and he was playing Blitzcrank, and I was like on 10 HP and he just like failed to kill me. Yeah, so that's fair. And then I put on like another video we made for like his birthday at one point, and then I put on like Subway Surfers and like a Minecraft parkour video as well. I should have put on Family Guy as well. I didn't think about it at the time, but there you go. But it's meant to sort of like rot your brain. I even put a song over top. Here's a little sneak peek for anyone of my friends who've seen the video. There's a song that's playing during that section. It's called Brain Rot. I forgot who it's by, but you can search it up and I think you'll find it. Then there was like a hair growth. Well, it was meant to initially be an advert, but then I was like, I don't know how to edit this because I don't know what a hair growth advert is, but I found it really funny without any editing, so it's kind of like a skit, I guess. Then we parodied our own thing that we did from the original TV channel video we made years ago. Fake TV channel bit. We parodied it again, but like made it more decoded, I suppose. We parodied prank YouTubers, where it's like, hey guys, today we're gonna do this, let's do it. We parodied those oddly sort of satisfying videos where, you know, they like things like perfectly fit into each other, or you like, I don't know, they slide together seamlessly, except for we did like things which are actually not satisfying, like cutting a tomato with a very dull knife and peeling an orange badly. Then there was like a parkour video which and very interesting music to it. My choice of music, by the way, because the long and short of it is there's a song called Seabat, which has a very infamous Reddit story behind it. But while I was editing the video, no, we were doing a parkour thing, and I was like, I need to put music to a parkour video. What parkour video doesn't have music? But I need like intense music, which would be befitting for like sort of like actiony video, but is bad. And it's not very easy to search for bad music, you know? So I thought about just getting like an actual song and then sort of like crushing it audioly, but then I was like, I can't be bothered to do that, because I thought of another song from this one random Reddit story I read one time, and I listened to the song and I was like, this is like the worst song I've ever heard. Not the worst song I've ever heard, but I could not imagine listening to the song recreationally. And it's called Seabat, if you want to look it up. It's not a great song. The story behind it, I actually find... There's a very popular viral post on Reddit which has a story behind it. I'm not going to cover it because it's not family friendly, but you can look it up if you're very curious. And it's almost certainly fake. There's no way, I can't imagine the story is even remotely true, but it's actually very and the concept of it is such like a Schadenfreude-esque amusing story in a way that just like makes you sort of scream at the person who theoretically wrote it, being like, are you insane? Is my reaction to it. And then we did a parody of a perfume advert with Adam Driver again, but like we reenacted it again. I don't know why my friend wanted this parody in so badly, but we did it. Then we did like a fake interview with like a fake F1 driver. This was like another reference thing. That one actually didn't turn out very bad, so I don't know why we put it at the end. Even when I was editing it, because I was like still in a mindset of it, like it has to decode over time. I was like, how do I make this one worse? And instead of just moving it like a sensible decision, I just like I put it through like a pixelator to try and make it look like it was on 360p. Didn't quite work, as everyone, like my friends who watched it, was just like, I thought something was wrong with it, which I guess technically means it did work. And then we did a parody of like trick shot videos, where we did like 3 failed bottle flips and then pretended it was really hype. And then the final one was a parody of a TikTok dance. Now there's a song by Little Big called Skibbity. And no, it's not. Well, I don't think it's the same Skibbity as Skibbity Toilet. But you can look it up. But there's like one part where it goes Skibbity wap bap bap, Skibbity wap bap 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 bap. There's a dance to it, and we dressed up and we basically did the dance. None of us are dancers, by the way, and it actually turned out better than we expected, to be honest. For what was us watching a video twice and being like, let's try and do this dance. So there you go. I don't know. There's our fake TikTok. Which we did as a birthday creation. My friend found it very funny. Yet to find out. Apparently he said he was going to he sent it to his parents. Yet to find out what his parents thought of it. I'm almost worried. But there you go. A parody of TikTok. I'm not sure if I'll put TikTok in the title, but it was a parody short videos or something. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.